Mwakwa baba Adkwart Studios. Mejira se radio admo ho ye se ne radio akwa ye ho eye wo Adkwart Studios. Said the Dabia na mekai won, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication and thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. The coming of Christ is at hand, and learn to depend on God, because our God is dependable. Our God is not a man who will lie. God is faithful. Yeah. Yaman penny ne Ghana Brantier ne Central for Nunya. So Omunya kita wudie, kan sa. Na kita wudie no. Omu busa nsem bi. Na nsa na obi bebuso asem no. E wo se omampani ati ase se obi buso asem na onti bibiasi nti na obusa o. Ti mampani kan se na manim sede wo kan. Ebi ana wanim nsani awo kan no denso na wonne ye akose bibio na doso. But ye beyimu ba ko anambie no okan sikasem. Brantie mi busa na Ghana sikasem. Ana ebi busa na media. Ana bi ebusa na se ebedru ba bi amia hunu yi se oka obi nkebia na tie be fa nsem we sei na yahwe nkomo a omno mampani edi ye na so a comment bia ya harise obema ya somati yenko tie die na di nkan no.
Mr. President, thank you for this opportunity. We are told democracy thrives on checks and balances and separation of powers. Your party has a 2/3 majority in parliament. The Chief Justice you came to meet has been removed, of course, under your hand, although the process was gone through. There is talk of the EC chair and the leadership quote not being fit for purpose by members of your party. Some people fear that these developments and others create a situation where the other arms of government are completely subservient to the executive. In fact, one newspaper expressed the fear that you could be morphing into, quote, a supreme leader, unquote. There is a maxim that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Should we be worried in your legacy term that the democracy you came to meet will be well oiled, and that the three arms of government will work not in subservience but in unison? Thank you.
Said I'm in danger of becoming a supreme leader. Look in my face. Do I look like a supreme leader? And that is to paraphrase Prof. Star. At Mills, do I look like a cat hunter? Do I look like a supreme leader? I'm a Democrat true and true. And even when we attained 2/3 of parliament, I said that we're not going to use it to ride roughshod over the minority, and that we're going to give opportunity for democracy to flourish. And so we don't intend to use our 2/3 majority to steamroll our democracy. We believe that even though the people of Ghana gave us that overwhelming majority, it wasn't meant to turn Ghana into a dictatorship. They gave it to us in order that we could carry out reforms to make our governance better. And I think that we stand a very good chance with that 2/3 majority to finally move the amendments to the Constitution that we have all wanted. In the past, because of hung parliaments and all that, we couldn't make any progress, because there are some of those amendments for which you need an overwhelming majority. And so Ghanaians have given us that opportunity and say, look, go ahead and do these things so that we can have a better constitution that will take Ghana for many more generations to come. And so that's what I believe. But I certainly am not on the way to becoming a supreme leader or an autocrat.
Yo, yadawasi se umeye kankebi na okan obi nkebi. But me the imagine on my can say Africa democracy is not for us. No. Mr. President, the show bibi kakra. Na mesme busa sem say ada na moba judicial no na awasa wode mon sakoka. Ada na ai president bi obeba bia no judicial na so ko. Edi entira me busa mo. No busa MPP for Fizom so omo buy omo yes police ni ayi or the soldier for company for mo sisan wo na minim se ya na twene a ombebo no mo amaba no mo ntimi mfensa I don't know na we asando se obi eba or the botaya or the eba nka police aye police judge aye judge also obi obeba so obi a no ohun se ope obi a obetumi ene na akasa obetumi atie no no akasa ye we ya odi mirika be. That is not democracy. That is not democracy. Mr. President Mikael say na momo wo opposition no monkola bitumi kasai didi Akufo-Addo atem ama montumi anka hwe mra na mo opposition no say obi kasa na mokochi no a enye democracy metie adi amempene obi a okasa didi atem but mo an mo bi kwa na to abronye say ya na mempene asema tie kura because obi na no ana odidi atem keka nsem bi ani so okeka. But on more serious note, no, MPP ni NDC mo bi kwan bi ato ho a emma mofra wo ma we mu no eni suro bi ema authority. Mrantie wo ma we mu no ene maba ensuro because me wo power there kasama me na enya ohwe. Obetumi adi obi atem enya ohwe. But obi free outside na oka bibi na etia pepepa ane akasetia tumi say justice anya dwuma ewo ma we mu dia Mr. President ane oba beye super obekuta sa tumi no a o kan obi enka bi direct or indirect wo si wani mo ntisa aha obi ani hono mo a ya twero bibi ewo nanim abetumi ahwe nanim ahu but ne ye no and a chile. Mr. President, show near maybe ye. It's slow. Na ma 2 million or cano. But o can send be and no dear a yepa more to test and a what abem. And tis a month to me a more money ya munni anu yebia. Munni anu yebia because oh dear near Pessia yano and now say near number and soon tino no more me quite. Say the wanum and also what you say woman minority no and majority no overrule say there be the mom mobema ntiasia ya dwuma na omei akonanim na waja legacy ho bo ne kasa but Mr. Eya atwa ne hwachi na tie nsem a enkrofo kan Akufo-Addo antie Akufo-Addo ya na dwen se ontie enne MPP for asi bobonuam onwanu ho se yetena ase emma ya wi ananka na ne wanwu bie no ye ka ananka wefo a ye ka omunyina ka ho ye nkotie question etosumino.
Social media accounts created by unidentified people purported to be representing ethnic and tribal groups. We have seen some vile attacks, pockets of that on social media, TikTok, and some of them in real life. There has been a number of them, and we observe over 50 that has been set up particularly to attack and inflame ethnic passion and tribal issues.
Okay.
If your security agencies have taken notice of this, what are the measures being taken to ensure that our national unity and cohesion is protected by education and sensitization, as well as trying to put this in a context of not suppressing freedom of expression, as well as maintaining the national cohesion that we have because of these kinds of threats and attacks from social media on ethnic basis? Thank you.
TikToks and others, we have what we call hate speech, incitement to violence. Those are criminal. Despite the fact that we have removed the criminal libel laws, there are some laws that make such people accountable. Because if we don't regulate that sector, it can lead this nation to war. There are some of the incendiary statements that have been made in the Boko situation that are fueling some of what is happening there, making people hate each other and see each other as enemies. It's been the same in the Gonja Brefo thing. Some people fanning and inciting violence against each other. This falls in the ambit of the National Signals Bureau.
Okay.
And so the National Signals Bureau now has the technology to use your IP number and find you wherever you are. So I'm sending a signal to Ghanaians that we can find you, those doing those hate speech and things. We'll use your IP number, we'll trace you. And when we trace you, we'll deal with you under the criminal code for inciting violence and disturbance of the peace. But I believe that beyond that, we must start making regulation for this new media. Because it's unregulated.
Sure.
And so anybody just takes a phone and says, oh, this plane crash, I wish that so and so had been the one in the helicopter and had died. And dwarfs have eaten him in the forest. I mean, why would you say something like that? And so we need...
Mr. President, Ukasai come up because you are a communicator. There's no doubt. Ukasai yepa. But let me remind you, Oba Kai say, Oba Jina Simpia Sukan say MPP eba abemwa na kunsi boko. Mr. President, Oba Kai sa same way. Ma wo kan say NDC wo ho a na asumdie or northern region. But say yemusi am say MPP for na wo so. Yemusi am say eye MPP for na wo so. Na na me kan say dru baby a mo mpanimfo ya o. Mo mpanimfo ya. Ana mo bie sa kwan no. Amen crofo. Yeah, send your work on because sir and I'm in a way I dream. Because Rwanda, Nipa Bako and a Kojina radio so a Kodi one tribe attempt Emma a jato or many more I can say never again. And he said, ye dear Jaya man, now omu a dear tem. Now on penning for I him for omu do one attempt. Not because say all customer party need it or yeah dear. Now, Mr. President, Musa, the old tenure Kevintera and Yana Orkan, but your what it now Atemwa old Dean Crawford. The same thing, and say, Abronya Ayami Achino at your watch, and actually Abronya. Kevintera Ebagana. Am I at Neko court? Court are setting it free. Abra what dim penny for them. Now I know the end to me for a come on. O go dia something in atem. E go di ochi in atem. The di asofo atem. Abra obi shedan ye ubibia. Now Mr. President, one to me am mabontin and cancer. Kevintera de oye no. Mr. Oyasa on Kasamami. Near Jana Mokodia, Bedia Kukodro cancer, there is no justice in this nation. There is no justice. Sena Obibe Kasa, am yet me at tracing baby or no be kasama NDC ni antimi an tracing dia any mesramo mo ntias say Ghana we are not under democracy. Anya democracy na ya adwuma. Ntina da bia na me ka say MPP any NDC. Mona moyo how emo mawe. Because obi our opposition over the waka. Ya tu abama mu wie nso a over the moka. Say ya techire o man sa bibie ni wonu ma chese e beku anim. Moma yen da bi nya da bi ni ane si esuro nyankopon a. Say ye wo pepa say ye pagya o man we afiri ba bi e wo akua anim di a. Asem a me kan opposition na enye no. Enatumi ababedi mi nsanso a enye. Na mum ye mporishi nsem no. Na ye nyi adwen nsem kan ye obi anti. Ebi na makontu no. Se meboa. So na akwai say ekun bi e beba northern region no. Mo politicians no. Mo hyase. Mo na mo kan. According to Nia Okaya, no, I just said, and to could be a back cost award mono. Not more MPP ni NDC when him who be. Now, more Moko Hun Sionwa. Oh, Moko a Siona Tiffin, no Macohono. No Banafu Busa said, then in Siena Echo. More soon with the Modia Goose, you know. Mommy and Siona Quardier, near the Quardier Bua Mawea, a Bemen Yankupon, Nyansa or the Babamono, I can see. Nemum se nipa na kama media onye bone. There was all cut your opposition and answer or cut your obi a won ne nya dwen dia o mo bebo mo nsima ma no. Yes na ye nchichire oman a e woda achi to Mr. President se bibi ho no a kasa chire won kwala ni bi. Wona no ya papa wo mu ade kasa chire won kwala no bi o mo kasa chire ma won. Ne ye kan tem didi a enye MPP enko enanye NDC enko eyemumiyenu ena mudi atem na obekai maame na o yes what they say CPP ni no a odi dokono ba bonten ewa kufa do penso say dokono bu odin na monhwe ene yebusa no a so ama no ayi yebusa no a osi opon adwuma na ju a afedi wontimi ni dokono no anajo enti say onim ya twum maame nya twum afede o si wa ekesi nti o ekesi because one man I appointment enti oni dokunu biem ti dokunu no ma yanuma ye hunu amane no ani ani dokunu samre de no odi bi samre no odi dokunu ohun se o pe ba bi de ne hye aye no ontimi nkwa bonte ena oni dokunu bo 5 cities yan ti setwede enye ayi azuma ntwede ni bio ti se nkwala ya wo mfoforo twede enso obi aye din akufu adon crop se de dokron eba begina ho yenye mudan se mo yi nsem anu se ni atiachi ni abusa se empire ni ebo se ni mabesa enkotie the last yi na fi.
I'm not the central bank, but the Cedi is making an adjustment, and I believe that it will settle at a certain rate, and we will make sure that any depreciation that occurs in the value of the Cedi is within a margin of about 5% per annum. That is what we target. And so for now, there's still speculation. It's also coincided with a period where we saw a reduction of 50% in remittances, because citizens in the diaspora were taken aback by the rapid appreciation of the Cedi. And so if somebody was building a house, if he was going to send $100,000, it meant that he was losing a certain percentage of that 100,000. And most of them would decide to adopt a wait and see attitude and say, oh no, as for Cedi, it's not possible that the Cedi can regain its value to that extent. By all means, it will go up again. So I'll hold back my remittance until the Cedi goes back up. So we saw a 50% reduction. But
yeah, Mr. President, a year, obie no one money in Simama. Ewo Cedi na mutumi ma etu America na echezi dollar no. Ba me so me obi de ka cause e kebi ma me nkebi. E kebi ma me nkebi, enti me so me obi de ka. Mr. President, what is say yesika no na ye nyata says kebi e wo yuase. Minim say omo kan ne kwa. Mr. President, embra na Cedi no aba be do 10 cedis no. Na omo to na bontin 13 cedis. And they emu apeja ko 12.95. Me busa say then na mama ni gina e. Because MPP was on. Na omo ye free education. Mo kan several times he say omo nchire kwan ya mfa so nyesika. And they maintain free education because a national thing. Me busa say kwan ben so ana mutumi emma Cedi no etimi eba na nimu ana obi e bone nsem wiase say Ghana fo abomodin pa on sika sem. Tiayi. So that na gold ayo dem fanida so Bible say ade anchin no na oda usum yeso amanyosem anya gudio na me ka we ama akoli da bia asum ne say ye lead people say be praise you omo ye lead people say ye peja won afri baby omo de omo akọ baby. But let me tell you something. Say obi awa mrem na wuyi na from mrem a anya sede na odi bedi wachi. Because wait be twina kom enti wo a wo twina free mo no anya se na ni baji o until say what me ayi na besi konkon so no obeti ne na wo ye na ase. So ye sujari ni a na so obi to nsuom na unim say ne esi yi nipa free nsuom a okokoso no a ono nyina ba mim nsuom de mo ye ne ye. But then I had a certain idea. It's not there. It's not there. But let me tell you, the politicians, your input is your output. Sir, cosmetics, sir, or the saying, makeup. And can you? Who make it up when the real nature is there? Enti ensio tona ko gina mu a ebe ko horodi nyina afiri ho. Ghana politician de munnim ye makeup. Ya make ade ne up abrewa kura no a na ya siesie nanim kama hu na hu fi say over 25 years. One paper ne me we nanim no. Ada be hu de wase. He me gina no nka say madwen ketua bi o madwen mu do na me de kasa no ya na me pese o kasa obi se ne me kire madwen ketua bi me padwen ketua bi a kire o me wadwen kase na woni me kasa so be kire wadwen ketua bi a me nya tam ntie wadwen ketua no ya padwen kase na ye de akoani ya ka chi o ya ye late enti ye mpem ko fe de ne o de say emoguo bi a Ghana ho hwe ma me kase say ya nwini asase awurade di aman no a ye be faili wo de yan fan say gold e wo bo pa ne mu abo gold ano na be duru ba bia no obi abo gold an obi abo enti yan to gold biem osi kasem no e be ba fom pesa wo de wadwen kwa duane a o men biara on sikasem esesa ne wonyina so no ayo mo aduane na na yentu oyero ha oye na be kan Ghana brabo ho kura no yenhu susu ye biara ye betimi aka se emu amuhia na na ye or sika we ade hia ho we ba oba bedi but me kan madwen bi se senka ma opani ba yi MP NDC mrantie bi na ye bom modern na ye pia mokoye mu yirafi na nka waboa mrantie nyina no yɛbɛtumi akra mfidie fra abrokyire na yɛayɛ amufuo kɛseɛ a yɛwɔ nkurɔfoɔ a wɔn abɛn wɔ mu na yɛde asie ni so sɛ mfie mmienu yɛdua mu a Ghanafoɔ nkɔtɔ mu mfiri abɔnten bi ɛma wode deɛ meka sɛmbo a hwɛ mu a yɛtɔ firi abɔnten ɛbɔ ɔma wei mu abranka yɛn nso yɛbɛtumi adua bi na yɛdi bi na yɛakɔ abɔnten akɔ akɔtɔ yɛti akyire ne yɛka wɔ yɛ a muntie na monam ɛpere abosia abra yɛne ankasa yɛbɛtumi ayɛ biribi amanka ɔma wei akɔ n'anim hwɛ sɛ yɛadua deɛ ɛbɛdie ne yɛni deɛ ɛdua yɛsi kasɛm no ɛnyina da. Let me run up. Tihayi sɛ obi ɛmfra bɔnten a mbɛtɔ deɛ mfiri Ghana na ɔno wɔn sesam sika mbɔ ɔma wei mu na da bia yɛn yɛ sisi sika kɔ bɔnten deɛ a meka kyerɛ mu sɛ sika na bɛkɔ soro na bɛfam na kɔ soro afei agyi hwi na ɛkɔ a wontumi nsomu bi enti sɛ mbɛgyina bɔnten a mesrɛ mo yɛ abɔ nka nsɛm a bɛyɛ nkurɔfoɔ de na ka me madwen no enti mane me nko madwen na me kyerɛ now 17 cities no anya NDC for mo na mo de kɔ ɛyɛ wɔn mo preachi sɛ sikasɛm na mbo ho maden ana mo de kɔ 17 cities enti wo ba ayɛ no na nkani sɛ wo yɛ bibi praise obi a wo ba ayɛ no sɛ me ofutu ni a kamaka kyerɛ sɛ Mr. President tobu ase na toto niema wɔ fam because ototo niema wɔ fam a yes sɛ wo bɛpɛ de ɔman no akɔ na gye hwi asa bɛ fam na nka Cedi no ɛwɔ hɔ na ba 16 na ototo niema na Ghana enya nyina so ɛwɔ na ba 15 obi ehun sɛ ba 50 ɔyɛ ade o number 14 afei na wadwen sɛ o pe level bi a eduru a because said the economy na yɛ no ebetumi sustain ayi no ho. This is wisdom because obi e move for that governor na de ko be wo ba yɛ no na o pɛ sɛ wo yɛ bibi na nkrofo hu sɛ oh president oh speed bi old man kwa kopim o speed bi old man kwa kopim speed bia na one make it o target right no o ko am obi ababesa ho oh enti yenum a wo se no ya mu ntie bibi free ho no na Nyankopɔn adwum adum ya adwene a adwen we yetirim anka mbetie ye ne anka ebekɔ obega no one why one why onyame nshiro my Ghana ka obi akoma so ade ani sɛ ɔman we ye bekɔ anim na obi anya somdwe na ɔda da di bɛkɔ na Nyankopɔn mbrɛ so na ɔkɔ a wɔde Nyankopɔn ase sɛ ɔde ne ba Africa wa metwo na antwene ene AI ayi a omo ye nkwala no omusa kwala ba ko say where are you going? I say I want to go back. Why? Because the poverty in my family is too much. I want to go back. What they are tie niema AI de omo ye nkwala mani ji ho papa so na obi say ye wo na what say mioni sako oti se wo mo agina ho no ka miani a se nka wo baby ko de ya na o ko baby na oti se oh try so ye be ka try no hu se baby a wo ko de ye Awurade onno mo aye o man pani ye de empai bota wachi but ma wani enough for but modern say ansa na be so highlight no you should dim na ansa why you should dim no now you should dim no a no pothole ni ye but you should highlight na wo bebu pamre mu a wo ye ho hwe ye onyame onhire o my Ghana na onti na ni mu nkyerɛ bye bye.